Hello Buccaneers, today we'll be taking you around Louisiana and we will show you the fun things you can do in plantation country. We're making a stop at the St. James Welcome Center to get some information. Here you can pick up brochures and learn about the history of the area. Located west of the Mississippi, St. James is one of the state's 19 original parishes. The parish is known for its tradition, bonfires on the levee, which takes place every Christmas Eve so that Santa can see his way down the Mississippi River. We're driving to our next destination. Our next stop is Spuddy's and we're going to watch a sausage making demonstration. This restaurant is known for its homemade andouille, and today Mr. Spuddy is going to show us how he makes them. Andouille is a smoked sausage made using pork. Originating in France, it was brought to Louisiana by the French immigrants that would merge to create much of the Creole culture. Mr. Spuddy uses the best quality meat and doesn't fill up the sausage with artificial ingredients. After chopping up the meat and putting it through the grinder, Mr. Spuddy is adding some seasoning.
This Cajun seasoning is just a blend that I made up, and it has a little pepper in it, has a little garlic in it, but real slight, a little green onion. And it just adds a lot of flavor to this when we cook it.
Now he's mixing everything up and putting the meat in the casing.
This is what it's going to look like when you finish.
Next, he's showing us the kitchen before renovation. Lastly, he's taking us out back to the oven that he uses to smoke the meat.
This is your fire mark.
It smells so good.
This is the neck bone from a home.
Thank you, Mr. Spuddy's, for the tour, and we hope we can try the food next time when the restaurant is open. We have arrived at Cajun Village, and we are going to visit the Louisiana Pottery. This shop houses the largest selection of fine handcrafted wares made exclusively by Louisiana artisans. Today we'll be painting some pottery with Miss Judy. First, she is showing us the selection to choose from.
And here is a dragon. Oh my goodness. Who likes dragons?
I want the dragon. And I picked a cross box for me to hide my treasures. Adults can participate here also, and my mom is coloring a fleur-de-lis. Let's speed things up. I'm adding details inside my box. Brother is finished with the dragon and is helping me paint the exterior. Here are our completed pieces, and Miss Judy will be glazing, blazing, and shipping them to us. It's time for some beignets at the coffee house. This place is known for its beignets and cafe au lait. I'm going to try beignet with chocolate filling. It's very chocolatey and the beignet is very warm. Our next stop is the Destrehan Plantation. Established in 1787, this remains the oldest documented plantation home in the lower Mississippi Valley. Today, Miss Melissa will be giving us a tour, and Brother will be doing a scavenger hunt as we go along. First, we're looking at the living quarters of the enslaved people.
This used to be a sugarcane plantation. They grew sugarcane in the fields way behind the house.
Here comes a kitty cat, and Brother became a scaredy cat.
Go away, Wacky.
Next, Miss Melissa is taking us to the Jefferson Room, which showcases an original document signed by Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. Unfortunately, photography is not allowed here. Now we're going into the family home, and the first stop is the dining room. I found something on the scavenger hunt. The next stop is the storage room, where we learn about Charles Paquette, an enslaved man who was the master builder of the Destrehan Plantation. This was the site where one of the 3 trials took place following the 1811 slave revolt, one of the largest slave uprisings in U.S. history. Miss Melissa is showing us a flycatcher. We're going up to the 2nd level. Looking at a model of the plantation and paintings of what it looked like then and now. The tour guide is showing us the beam and the peg that the roof of the building is made of. Now we're entering the room of the girl who lived here until she died of yellow fever at the age of 17. Next, Miss Melissa is showing us a bed warmer and an interesting pot.
It's not for coffee and it's not for tea. It's for peas.
And Brother is scratching off another item on his scavenger hunt. Now we're looking at the room used for entertaining guests. We're stepping out to the balcony for a view of the front yard. We're leaving the family home and heading to the schoolhouse. This is where the children got their education. Let's take a peek into the laundry room. Miss Melissa is taking us to the kitchen. Brother is trying to lift up a lid of a steel pot.
Oh my goodness, it's heavy.
Next, she showed us a tool to make rotisserie chicken and an oven. Thank you, Miss Melissa, for the wonderful tour. Don't forget to check out the gift shop before you leave. We had so much fun in Plantation Country. Please hit the subscribe button and remember to look for your own adventure. Hello, Buccaneers. We are at the Houmas house, and today we will give you a tour of the plantation and gardens. Nestled between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, Houmas House allows visitors to experience the life of a wealthy sugar baron in the 1800s. First, we're going to check in at the gift shop. It is the perfect place for souvenirs, cookbooks, high-end gifts, and art. Next, we're going to explore the 38 acres of lush gardens. And here comes our special guest.
Hi, I'm Beaver. You know what beavers do? I said, you know what beavers do?
If you know the answer, and you should, let us know in the comments below. We're passing by one of the 3 on-site restaurants. This section looks very interesting. This is the vegetable and herb garden. So whatever they grow here, they serve in their restaurant.
I'm eating a tangerine from a tree.
Let's take a photo by the fountain.
I'll just go here. You guys can What?
Be careful so you don't fall in the fountain, brother. This is a submarine from the Civil War. Let's go walk up to that bridge. It's time for dinner at the Carriage House. This restaurant redefines the luxury dining experience, combining intimacy and comfort in a breathtaking atmosphere. The Carriage House takes a contemporary, progressive approach to Louisiana cuisine, offering traditional Louisiana dishes with a twist. I'm having the Louisiana-style short ribs, and brother ordered the fish of the day, which is salmon. I love the short rib. It's really juicy, the flavor's great, and it's really tender because a lot of short ribs that I've had in the past are not tender, but this one is really tender and kind of fatty too. And the grits, it's the first time I've had Louisiana grits. Actually, it's the first time I've had grits. At first I thought it was mashed potato. So the flavor's really unique. Tastes great. The meal was so yummy that I cleaned the entire plate. For dessert, we're having a turtle cheesecake. After a delicious meal at the restaurant, we're ready for the mansion tour.
You're gonna have to escort your mother in, because a gentleman never, ever, ever let a lady go in unescorted, okay?
Not a gentleman. Here, you try to be a gentleman.
I'm a rough man.
Welcome to the Sugar Pals.
Built in 1840, the mansion is an excellent example of Greek Revival architecture. The Houmas house was named after the Houmas Indians, meaning red. We're entering the dining room, which has many pretty decors. Our tour guide is pointing out a flycatcher on the table. Next, we're checking out the ladies' parlor. Brother is going to entertain us by playing the piano. There are many interesting pieces of art here, and these 2 paintings will follow you around wherever you go. Next, we're touring the man cave. This statue of Abraham Lincoln is worth $40,000. Then we checked out the billiard room, and brother is holding a dart. We returned to the hallway and we're looking up the spiral staircase. Now we're going up to the second level. In this room, we're looking at some creepy artifacts from a scary movie and memorabilia from a dog wedding. It's time to go in the children's room. The tour guide is showing us a baby chair that transforms into a stroller. Then she highlighted a writing desk that is a perfect fit for brother. Lastly, the master suite. The owner must really love dogs. You see these toilets at many historical... creepy dolls. This concludes our tour. Now the golf cart is taking us to our room. These cottages depict historic structures from the Plantation era. We're going to give you a tour of our cottage. There's 2 queen-size beds. This room is gigantic. A little living room area, I guess. This is probably the biggest bathroom I've ever seen at a hotel. It's a whole aisle down.
And there's a rain shower. Look.
Yeah, rain shower's fine. And I like how everything here is so fancy. We had a great stay at the cottage last night, and now it's time to go get some breakfast. We're back at the carriage house for the meal. We're starting out with a dragonfly biscuit, and I'm going to eat it with pecan butter. I'm having a crawfish benedict with eggs on top, a ham, 2 hams, and a green spinach dressing. The breakfast is really, really savory. It's really good. I think my favorite parts are the spinach, the spinach dressing or whatever it is, and the crawfish. And the crawfish is nice and crispy. And after breakfast, we went to go play with some turkeys. We had a wonderful time here. Make your reservation at houmashouse.com. Please hit the subscribe button and remember to look for your own adventure. Hello Buccaneers, we are in Baton Rouge and we are going to show you the fun things you can do here. Hotel accommodations was provided by Courtyard by Marriott Baton Rouge downtown. Baton Rouge is a city on the Mississippi River and the capital of Louisiana. Our first stop is the state capitol. Completed in 1932, this is the tallest capitol building in the United States. We're going on a self-guided tour. First, we're going to go check out the Senate chamber. In 1970, there was a bombing in this room, and you can see the location where the ceiling is lit. This is the House of Representatives. Here's a portrait of John Bell Edwards, the current governor. In this section, we're learning about the assassination of Senator Huey P. Long. You can still see a bullet hole in one of the pillars. We're taking the elevator up to the observation deck. Unfortunately, it is too foggy to see anything. Our next stop is Mike the Tiger Habitat at LSU. This is a 15,000 square foot environment for the live Bengal tiger that represents LSU athletics team. They have 11 more mics planned for the future. The current mic has been here for 1 to 2 years.
I wonder if the tiger can swim.
Come on, brother, let's go get a picture with Mike. Don't forget to check out the gift shop before you leave. Now we are at LSU Rural Life Museum. This museum is dedicated to the preservation and exhibition of materials from the cultures of 18th and 19th century rural Louisianans. First, we're looking at the planters exhibit.
Is that an alligator tail?
In this section, we're learning about slavery. Why were there slaves back then? Didn't people know it's mean? Now we're going outside to look at the gardens. Brother, follow me to the pioneer cabin. Hey, you can't go inside.
Just kidding.
Now we're looking at a classroom, jail, cemetery, and pigeon house. And lastly, an old church. This museum is an educational place to visit. Our next stop is the Bluebonnet Swamp Nature Center. This is a 103-acre facility dedicated to conservation, education, recreation, and tourism. First, we're looking at some reptiles.
Timmy, Turtlehead, he's your friend.
Come on, let's go outside. We are going to hike the outer trail. There are over a mile of gravel paths and boardwalks that link various habitats.
Full speed ahead.
Fast forward. We're at the owl deck and we're trying to look for owls, but I don't think there's any.
Because it's winter.
Let's head to our next destination. We're at the Magnolia Mount. Mosquitoes. Now we're at the Magnolia Mount Plantation, and we're half an hour late here, so we missed the tour, so we're just going to walk around the plantation. This plantation house was once the center of a 900-acre operation with frontage on the Mississippi River. The vegetables in this garden are so huge. I'm not sure if this is a kitchen or a blacksmith shop because we weren't paying attention to any signs. My arms are all wrapped up inside my shirt because there's a bunch of mosquitoes here. We're peeking inside the house, but we can't enter because we're not on a guided tour. We're exiting through the gift shop. Our next stop is the Knock Knock Children's Museum. This 26,000 square foot museum features hands-on, fun-filled, interactive exhibits. First, we're playing at Pelican Pantry. Brother is filling up his shopping cart and bringing them to me at checkout. $416.28.
Now when do I stop?
Next, we're doing a shadow puppet show. I am trying a weaving loom. Brother, pretend you are a vehicle and go through the car wash. Let's race. Brother and I are going to fix the bridge.
I'm climbing to the top.
Meanwhile, I'm assembling a ramp for the ball. Now we're going to operate a crane. It's time to blow some bubbles. And now a short montage to speed things up. We're going to catch some catfish at the fishing derby. Lastly, we're busting some moves at the dance studio. We had so much fun at the Knock Knock Children's Museum. Now it's time for dinner at Parrain Seafood Restaurant. This place brings you the freshest and highest quality seafood in town. I ordered the andouille and crusted fresh fish, and brother got chicken tenders. Brother gives this meal his signature thumbs up. I really like this dish. The fish has excellent seasoning and it's really tender. The beans are really garlicky. They're one of the best beans I've had. And I love eating the fish with the sauce because the sauce was cooked in sausage. It's an andouille. That's some sort of Cajun sausage. And it's wonderful. Lastly, we're getting some white chocolate bread pudding for dessert. I love the bread pudding. I like I really like how it's really like creamy in the inside. It's soft and it's really warm. Lastly, we're checking into our hotel. We're going to give you a tour of our hotel room. So there's 2 queen-size beds. I want this bed tonight. A flat screen TV. And coffee. There's a view of downtown Baton Rouge. We're going to see what's inside here. This is a mini fridge. And a microwave. I want to give you a tour of our bathroom.
No, I will.
Aw.
So there's a toilet.
Don't open the toilet.
And there's a shower. And there's towels for naked people like you.
Plan your trip at visitbatonrouge.com. Please hit the subscribe button and remember to look for your own adventure. Hello, Buccaneers! Today we will be taking you around Louisiana and we will show you the fun things you can do in Cajun country. Hotel accommodations was provided by Hampton Inn and Suites Lafayette. Our first stop is Cajun Country Swamp Tours in Breaux. Today we will be going on a 2-hour open boat excursion with a Cajun naturalist, Mr. Bob. He handed out some Mardi Gras beads to get the party started. And away we go! We're going to explore a moss-draped cypress swamp well known for its beauty and wildlife.
I am recording you.
We spotted a white egret and Mr. Bob is telling us how he gets its food.
His toes are grabbing all the grass and stuff on the bottom of the swamp floor. It makes this unnatural movement. All the little minnows and fish get scared. They come to the top and he gets to eat them.
Mr. Bob is an entertaining guide with an intimate knowledge of the swamps and the Cajun culture of the area. We're passing by a section with a lot of decoy ducks next to a hunting blind. Mr. Bob is telling us what you can do with an oar.
You can do 4 things with this. Number 1, it's a paddle. Number 2,
You can measure the depth of the swamp. And number 3.
sometimes I use it to push the boat off a log.
And number 4.
And it's a husband beater.
We're gliding by some fishermen and trees filled with Spanish moss. Mr. Bob pulled an invasive weed out of the water.
Some of y'all may have seen this before. It has a beautiful lavender flower. But if you see these long feather-like roots, each one of these clumps can have 30 or more of these roots. These roots can get 3 feet long, and all these little hairs on here, they're taking all of the nutrients out of the water thousands of times more quickly than the native plants can keep up with, and that's how it gets in and takes over.
Then he showed us a water nymph that will grow up to be a dragonfly. We're going to see if we can find any alligators. There are approximately 500 to 1,000 alligators here depending on the season. We found an alligator, but it's really hard to see because it's camouflaged. Because it's winter and alligators are cold-blooded, most are keeping warm in the mud at the bottom of the swamp. We were lucky to spot one on a log waiting to catch a turtle.
When he gets a turtle in his mouth, if he gets him long ways, every time he squeezes, it's going to slip out of his mouth. So he's got to get him perpendicular. And once he gets him perpendicular, that's it for the turtle.
The alligator took too long, and the turtle got away. As the tour is coming to an end, Mr. Bob threw a fake snake on the boat. We had a fun and educational time at Cajun Country Swamp Tours. Now we're going to do some hiking at Acadiana Nature Trail. This is a 110-acre facility in the northeastern corner of Lafayette. Brother is taking a picture of his stuffy. There are more than 3 miles of trails here.
Choo, choo. Full speed ahead.
Watch out, the place is might be slippery.
Hey! We got ran over by a beaver.
We enjoyed the hike here. Our next stop is the Children's Museum of Acadiana. Because it's New Year's Eve, they gave us a noisemaker. This museum encourages imagination, curiosity, creativity, and fun through learning by doing. First, we're going to learn about dinosaurs. Brother is digging for treasures.
am building a mansion.
I'm having fun with the mirror, and so is Beaver. Brother is pretending to be a scientist. Now we're going to play some carnival games to win prizes. We're trying a life-size version of Angry Bird. Next, we're tossing chili peppers and popping balloons. Cue the montage. Now we're waiting for the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Let's head to the next stop. Now we're going to tour the rice mill of the Conrico Company. Established in 1912, this is the oldest independently owned rice mill in the United States still in operation. Our tour starts with an informative slideshow presentation. Then the docent is taking us to the factory. She is showing us what the 3 levels of the rice mill look like. Brother is examining a bottle of brown rice. The guide is showing us how they package the grain. Lastly, we're visiting the gift shop, and Brother got to sample some pecan rice. Let's take a picture before we leave. Our next stop is the Rip Van Winkle Gardens. This is a beautiful 15-acre semi-tropical gardens located in the middle of New Iberia. Shoo, mosquitoes! We're passing by many landmarks along the way. Soon we've reached the Joseph Jefferson Mansion. Now we're going to tour the house. Unfortunately, photography is not allowed inside. Let's go to our final destination. We're checking in our hotel at Lafayette. You're at Hampton Inn and Suites, and Brother's going to give you a tour of our hotel room.
There's a mini fridge and a mug and a coffee. There's a little couch and then a little desk, a TV with a remote control, and then you do this, turn it off. Queen size bed, and there's a telephone. Hello, hey, is Chloe sewing? Little shower, and a toilet, and tissue paper.
We had so much fun in Cajun country. Plan your trip at LafayetteTravel.com. Please hit the subscribe button and remember to look for your own adventure.